Hi, welcome back to the Talking Downey podcast business edition. I'm Natalie Tursios, and today we're so excited to be sitting down with Simon, someone who has transformed the nightlife here in Downey. So welcome, Simon. How are you doing today?
Great. Thank you so much for having me, Natalie. I really appreciate the opportunity to have a conversation with you about Downey and business in Downey.
Right? I know, we're so excited. I mean, you pretty much transformed the nightlife here in Downey. It's like you have two blocks going on for you, right?
Yeah. It's been quite a journey. Yeah. I started about I want to say about 14 years ago. Mm-hmm. And there was really nothing here in Downtown Downey when we opened.
No.
Yeah.
And have you noticed some changes? What are some things that you've noticed since back then to now?
It's just been an amazing transformation. I'll be honest with you. I'm impressed with all the work and effort and the excitement where people are trying to get involved in specifically really just this block between 2nd and 3rd on Downey Avenue. And it's been kind of fun, to see the transformation from I think it was 13 years ago when we started the project for Joseph's.
Wow. Yeah.
And honestly, I have a story for that one. It's funny, but it'll kind of tell you, it'll give you a point of view on how the street really transformed and how much advancement we've gotten to the nightlife in Downey versus where we were 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So how did Joseph start?
Well, I used to come to Granada's with my wife and kids, and I really liked the layout. I liked the patio that they had built, and I always had a draw to opening up a sports bar. Mm-hmm. But the problem with sports bars, which it kind of affected me because I have a problem with fried foods. Oh, okay. Is that the level of food that they serve at sports bars isn't usually up to par. So I kind of got the idea of opening up a sports bar that serves higher end food, trying to capture both the best of both worlds. Serving good food and allowing people to watch the game. When I first started my first initial idea changed 20 times by the time we finally built. We started off with having maybe 10 screens, and then somewhere another in there we decided trying to break the internet people say nowadays, and put literally 50 TVs in there.
Wow.
When we opened with 50 flat screen TVs. 14 years ago, flat screen TVs were not,
barely
where you find, it's not where you find nowadays. There was plasma back then, and there wasn't 80, 90 inch screens. I think the largest screen was 60 inches back then. So it was a challenge getting our hands on 50 TVs at the time. And the technology on making them all work and function together was a little difficult, but we were able to do it. We hired a cordon bleu chef to, head the kitchen, create a menu. I think we were one of the first ones that had the Kraft mac and cheeses. He did a chorizo mac and cheese and a 4-cheese artichoke mac and cheese, which was something that was very new. Then we did a twist on the stuffed jalapenos. Usually you go get cheese stuffed. Well, we did chicken stuffed jalapenos.
Oh, that sounds really
so
good.
Wrapped in bacon, and everything was fresh. It still is. Everything is still fresh there. But like I said, everything morphs into what it's supposed to be eventually. When we first came here, like I said, 14 years ago, when we were at Granada's was just, I think it had just sold to somebody, and the person really didn't change the building in any way. He just changed the name. He changed it to Granada's and Tapas, which made it an appetizer place. We would go eat there because I liked the location, but it was always empty. So one day I was there with a bunch of guy friends. We were guys' night out. We were going to go smoke hookah across the street, and we were there, and we were in the patio smoking cigars. And one of my friends recognized the owner, and I guess they knew each other since they were kids. And he knew I was interested, so he kind of threw it out there to him. He's like, hey, doesn't look like you're busy. If you're struggling, I have somebody who's interested, and then so he was like, oh, I'm looking for a partner. Like he was
Nice.
looking for money infused.
Okay.
And I was like, look, I'm really not looking to partner up with somebody I don't know. I mean, I do have partners, but usually they're people I know. He was looking for a partner that just wanted to give him money and he was going to run it. I was like, look, I already know the business. I was a partner, one of the partners at the stock exchange in downtown LA, late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
It was like the hottest nightclub in LA for like 8 years. Like literally, and when I say LA, I mean like greater LA. Like it was crazy. We would have like 700-800 to 1,000 people inside,
Wow.
with another 1,000 people outside waiting to get in. And at like 11 o'clock, 11:30, we'd have to tell the crowd they're not getting in. It was like kind of
it's
crazy.
So busy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very exclusive.
Yeah. So, and it was like, it was a different time, obviously, club time. Now it's more lounge time.
Right.
Yeah, but so I was already familiar with the business. I knew what I wanted. I had a direction in mind. And so I decided to not partner up. I offered a purchase price and took a while, but he finally agreed. And when we bought the place, I called a couple of my friends, to partner up with me if they were interested, and they hopped on because they know, what I'm capable of. And so we started gutting the place out. Like we literally we wanted to buy the building. The Granada family was not selling the building because we knew how much money we were going to put in. And we put in, at that time was a lot. I mean, nowadays people scoff at it. It's still a lot, but people still scoff at that number. It was $1 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah. You put $1 million into the building just in a remodel. Building that's not yours, that's a lot. But I know that there was a lot of buzz, and we were like in construction for like 9 months. And everybody in the city was just curious because I was also new to the city. I had moved here like 2 years, for 2 years barely. So I didn't know anybody in the city yet. I hadn't got my feet wet with anybody yet, like any organizations, nothing like that. And, my kids were just starting at OLPH down the street. And so we were kind of like a quiet, newcomers to the city kind of family. And, when we were building Joseph's, you hear a lot of buzz, like people talking like, who are these guys? Oh yeah, they're like foreigners from another country investing money and like, all this like story.
Rumors.
And you hear about it. And it's kind of funny because, you know who you are and they don't know who you are. But like we would have like meetings every Thursday and we would like see the progression of the build out. And my partner, one of my partners, Ali, would be like, because we'd be outside in the front patio because there was no electricity in the building yet. And it was the street was so quiet that the street lights would be out. Because, street lights work on motion. Like not even cars were driving through. And he'd be like, hey, we've been out here for like an hour talking and not a single person or car drove by. And this is like 9:30 at night. And he's like, are you sure like this is going to work? Like he was starting to get nervous. And I was like, look, if we build it right, people will come. If we build it right, people will come. Like I know what I'm building. Like the design was like very attractive, like just attention getting. And so, lo and behold, we finally finished. We were going to open on New Year's. And we said, you know what, we're not really ready with like staff training and stuff. Let's hold it back a week. And instead of opening on a weekend, we opened on a Monday so that, we can get, our feet wet, like, get going and not mess up and not make mistakes. So we opened up on Monday and slight miscalculation. It was national championship game for college football. Not knowing.
So everyone showed up.
New sports bar in town.
Oh, we got to check it
50
out.
TVs. Good food.
Yeah.
Man, we had a line literally down the block on 3rd, on 2nd, and around the corner. At the time, Ola was just a bank. So it was around the bank and around the corner. We had a line of people waiting to get in. We had no tables. The mayor shows up. I had to pull a table from the kitchen that the employees used to eat on. And I had to pull like a chair from my office for like the mayor and his wife and a couple of the council members just to make seating for them available. It was like that busy. And we failed and flopped on our face miserably. Like, I think like food tickets were like an hour behind or an hour and a half behind. I mean, we're first day open and you have like a full house and you're getting buried. It was really, really difficult for us to like adapt. But then Tuesday came by and it was a little slower. We were still busy, but a little slower. Wednesday was slower, Thursday, and then we got our legs under us, and we were able to work out with it. And then one of my partners, Robert, who was also a partner of mine at Stock Exchange, me and him had discussed possibly bringing in like DJ entertainment on Fridays and Saturdays after hours, like. Dinner time ends like around 10, so after 10 p.m. we'll start playing music.
The nightlife. Yeah, that's where it all started.
Yeah, and then it was like a month later, we decided, okay, let's try, DJ on Friday and Saturday. And then, like, it just blew up. Like, everybody was just, like, basically waiting for, the nightlife to just come to Downey, it seems like. They were just, like, dying for it.
Yeah.
You got people from Bell Gardens, Norwalk, Lakewood, Bellflower, Pico. Everybody just came in to check out the new place.
Location. I think it's still like that.
It is. Right? Actually, it is.
I think all the surrounding cities. This is
This is a hub. Yeah, Downey has become really like, especially Downey Avenue has become like a hub for all the surrounding cities for entertainment. Like, now it's a little different. Back then, it was just Joseph's. It was Joseph's, and I think you had Bastards as a bar. And I think a month or two after we opened, Lock and Key Social Drinkery opened. At the time, it was called Lock and Key Social Drinkery. And they opened also, they were a steakhouse. And that was it. I think DB Lounge at the time was a pool hall.
Oh, yes, it was.
It wasn't even DB Lounge. It was Downey Billiards at the time. So
eventually they started converting.
Yeah, well, I think he slowly but surely started morphing while we were doing it at the same time. He didn't kind of follow our lead, but he was kind of morphing. He would still have the pool tables, but he had couches. He was kind of like a Dave and Buster's pool hall. Like, you have people who have like a loungy pool hall,
more relaxed nightlife.
Yeah, kind of like Lucky Strike, where it's bowling but nightclub. Yeah. He was like a pool hall nightclub kind of thing at the time. And then, when we opened up, I think he got more business too. Anytime people stress when they see new businesses open, like competitors. I don't see people as competitors. I see people as like, oh, you're helping me, my cause, because you're bringing people in. You're attracting more people to the city, to our little nook or whatever per se. You know what I mean? So it all works for the benefit. I don't think people take business away from you. I think people benefit you at the long run. Yeah,
I think it's something that we see already now in Downey. We have so many businesses, as you mentioned, that it's evolved so much since then. So
the evolution is incredible. Yeah, the evolution.
It's like every Friday and Saturday we had to go through traffic if you're trying to go through downtown.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. It's kind of exciting. Like I said, it's fun to see now where people in the downtown Downey area, like on Friday and Saturday, like the bar hopping.
Yes.
Like literally, like you see them walking out, and then they'll go next door, and then they'll walk back out, and they'll go back in, and then they'll walk back, go down the street. Like you have, Ola, you have Joseph's, you have Mambo, you have Bella, you have Mandala, Beso, even LKSD is playing some night, and then and you have Mosaic, the Hookah Lounge. Bastards was there, but they've closed recently. But you just have so many options in one block. It's becoming a lot of fun.
It's like a little bit for everyone. It's like no matter what you're in the vibe for or what you're in the mood for that night, you can go to the Hookah Lounge, you can go to the sports bar, or if you want to dress up a little. I think we have it all here.
Yeah, we do. We have a good variety of options here, definitely. Yeah.
And did you envision yourself having all these businesses on the same block?
No, I did not. Honestly, I never envisioned it. I thought it was Joseph's. And then when we were successful, I honestly thought, oh, maybe we'll open more Joseph's. And we're in the process of opening another one right now, 13 years later. But that was the plan. Like, let's open more. And then I got sidetracked with other projects, other project opportunities. I think it started with my friend Adnan, who owned Mosaic. He was like venturing out to do something else, and he wanted to sell Mosaic.
I see.
The law had changed. It was no longer 18 and over to smoke. It was 21 and over. I think he lost his entertainment permit with the city.
see.
So he was kind of struggling, and at the same time, he wanted to try something different. So he asked me if I wanted to buy it because he knew I was, I'm Middle Eastern, so I kind of like to smoke hookah, and we had a good relationship. And I decided to buy it. So I was like, step one, it was like, okay, now I have Joseph's and I have Mosaic. And then, this location came up. At the time, it was I think a kitchen hardware store, like kitchen sinks.
For the Bella Lounge.
Bella Lounge, yeah. It was they would sell like kitchen sinks and faucets and stuff like that, and they were out of business. And I knew it was going up for lease, and I talked to the landlord and I told him what I had in mind. He was on board with my plan, and I started, the drawings and plans, and went through hell with the city with their vision of what they wanted it to look like. And I was like, look, I'm the guy who's paying the money for it, so I think it should be what I want it to look like. And we just went back and forth, and I gave them a design, and they were like, oh no, this is too pretty for the street. And I was like, what do you mean it's too pretty? Like, no, you won't blend. I'm like, the whole point of a business is not to blend. Like, the whole concept of a business is to stick out. When we built Joseph's, it was all glass, lights, mirrors. We literally had, not that it's a good thing, but we literally had car accidents in front of the building because people would stop and look inside, and people would get re-rented. So visually it was appealing. And I mean, obviously it's gotten old now. We've changed it a lot throughout the years, but when we first opened, it was just very attractive. It stood out. It stood out like a sore thumb in the block.
Especially with the lights off.
Yeah.
Out on the streets.
Now when I was starting to build Bella's, I was like, look, I want the same thing. Like, I want to stand out.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this design belongs in Beverly Hills, not in Downey. I'm like, okay, fine. So when I came up with another design, like I morphed it and I adjusted things to kind of fit their requirements. And finally they agreed. They were against the open air concept. I submitted that before anyone else had open air concept here in Downey, and they were against it. And then finally, I went against the planning division, and I went to the planning commission, and I presented. And I told them, I go, look, it was around COVID time too.
Oh, I see.
And I told them, look, COVID requires fresh air circulation. What better design do you want to help that? Like, an open air design is the perfect thing. And I think that's the wave of the future. And I think the commission kind of saw the same thing, and they agreed with me, not with the planning department, and they approved it. And unfortunately, because of COVID, the project kind of took like 3 years to get off the ground. It was a long time. Yeah, I paid rent for 3 years without having use of the space. It was difficult, but I went over budget because COVID prices, everything went up in price. By the time I was ready to build, it was already after COVID, or by the time I was allowed to build, it was already after COVID. So my budget went not 10% over, not 20% over, almost 100% over, doubled. Doubled.
But talking about COVID, what are some changes or challenges that you encountered with all your businesses, aside from the budget with Bella?
Well, I mean, like I already told you what the problem was with Bella's. That was just, COVID was COVID was disastrous for Bella's because really it wasn't in build out stage yet. It was still in we were negotiating with the city, so it kind of like put a halt for a long period of time. Because even when restaurants were able to open again,
you're limited.
Bella's was not able to open because I wasn't open yet. Like I wasn't even able to construct yet. And then even when the PPPs and the assistance came in, I couldn't apply here because I wasn't a functioning business yet. Wow. So COVID really hurt me here. But as far as Joseph's is concerned, I think what we did was I always prepare for doomsday. It's just my human nature. I've always been the kind of guy, like my partners be like, oh, well, we have this much money in the account. Why are we keeping an account? Like, let's say, I'm like, look, let's just leave it there. You never know, for a rainy day. We might have a bad month, or you never know what's going to happen. You never know. I mean, I'm not thinking, a millennial disease, you know what I mean?
No,
but I was thinking, something might happen like where we can't function for a couple of weeks. So we have to have backup. So we always had like a good little nest egg saved for Joseph's. And then when COVID hit, coincidentally, we were due for a renewal, like a facelift. I believe to maintain success is you need to have a facelift every 3 to 4 to 5 years. You know what I mean? It's just a cycle, right? Like, trends change, colors change. You have to keep up.
Or like wear and tear.
Wear and tear. Well, wear and tear, you almost have that with any place. Any restaurant you have, there's always going to be wear and tear. And you have to maintain that. But I mean, like, just changes physically. Like, Joseph's, like I said, used to have, I think, like, red and purple colors. Now it's black and gray and whites, which is the new colors. The floor, we changed the floor. It used to be just, I think, the concrete. Now we have, tiled floor. Hardwood look tiled floor. Just the TVs. We went away from 50 TVs. Now we have like 40 TVs, but we have 2 huge LED monitors, which act as like large TVs. New technology came out. Now I have 4 90-inch screens in there.
Wow.
The largest screens available. So my bar TV went from, I think the original largest size was 70, then it went to 80, now it's at 90. As new technology comes out with larger sizes, you have to go along with it. Change colors, just facelift. Like, really, when I say facelift, I legitimately mean a facelift. Like, kind of keep it exciting with your customers. Keep them coming back to see what new thing you're doing. What changes are you doing? People eventually get tired of the same look. They do. So you have to keep it fresh.
No, I agree. And especially since now I think that we've been hearing that the nightlife is kind of dying out. But I think here it's actually becoming more active, right?
It is
it's
actually,
the bar hopping, right?
Yeah, it's the bar hopping. So when COVID came, we had a nest egg and we were due for a remodel anyway. So we used that time, the downtime, to do construction. We did the floor, and my workers that I have that do my maintenance were so happy that they had work during a time where there was no work, and they usually leave before curfew anyway. So, because they're not going to work in the dark. But, it fit everybody. Like, it worked out for everybody. It was just very hard to get like supplies. But again, essentials opened up really quickly. And Home Depot is one of them. So that's why the DIY,
that also exploded.
That all exploded. But so they were able to get the supplies they needed to do the construction, the flooring, the wall paint. We just changed the whole look of the place. So when we came out of COVID, it was like a new place.
It
was like, we're like a new business. Now we got that new excitement all of a sudden. And, when the patio season came, when the city allowed everybody to have their front patios, their COVID patios, we had like half the street pretty much because they allowed us to close Downey Avenue for a little while. And we opened up a killer patio. I mean, it wasn't like one of those basic, like, we're putting up like, we had like grass. It looked like, it had like greenery. It looked like you were in your backyard. And people were just loving it. And I'm not kidding you. We literally were doing like our normal numbers. We were like doubling, maybe tripling our normal numbers.
Wow.
Our normal numbers with a whole restaurant.
Before COVID,
we were doubling or tripling with just a patio because it was only outdoor seating at the time. And we had to keep tables 6 feet apart. So it's not like we were able to cram people in. But we had so much just excitement about the patio. And I think people also were like dying to get out.
Yes.
And, they had extra stimulus money to spend. So, they were spending it. People were spending money and they were just dying to get out and go out. And it looked pretty. We had like twinkle lights in the middle of the street. It was really nice.
Everyone loves the aesthetic.
And and that really helped us, believe it or not, make it. Because a lot of people that came out of COVID, they kind of like, stepped on the wrong foot right off the bat. And they weren't able to recover all the losses that they took during COVID. Luckily, when we opened, because we went all out, we had that nest egg to spend. We went all out and spent it. We spent it all. We came out of COVID with no money in the bank. But we gambled. And I figured, hey, spend it, you'll get it back. And we spent it. And honestly, like I'm telling you, we were doubling or tripling our sales. Literally like minimum double, but closer to triple our sales, at least for the first 3-4 months after COVID when we had that outdoor patio. It was like mayhem. We had like people waiting again. It was like all, everybody was excited again.
It's like COVID who?
Yeah, COVID who, exactly.
Who's that? We don't know.
Exactly.
So how did you come about naming your bars Joseph Sports Bar, and I know Bella also has a story.
Yeah. It's actually it's a funny story, but it's cute. So I have four kids. Two of them are twins, boy and girl. And the boy's name is Joseph, and the girl's name is Isabella. Bella.
It's so cute.
So I always thought like, Joseph being a sports bar, and it's a boy, sports, boy, just fit. And then when I built this place, I kind of built it with two people in mind. One was Bella, my Isabella, which is like, like more of like a girly bar. And it really is a girly bar.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it really is a girly bar.
Lounge right now.
Yeah. Like you got your crystal glassware, you got your like, like plush curtain backgrounds, velvet seats. It's like very, very cute. Like even the colors in here are like pink and blue and green, like, and that was just my whole vision. And then on the other side, also when I was building Bella, my dad had passed away.
Aww.
And thank you, COVID, actually. And my dad's a jeweler, so the colors all represent something for me. My dad loved, he was a jeweler by trade, like he was actually a master jeweler. He made jewelry with his hands.
Oh, wow.
And so and he loved precious stones. So my whole aesthetics of the building here, the color scheme, the design. By the way, I design all my places. Joseph's was my design. This is my design. I do have designers that help me do the renderings, but I'm the one who does all the details.
The details. It's beautiful. Very beautiful.
Thank you. So what I did was I built the bar with a gold top for gold, because he worked with gold. He's a jeweler. The emerald green
That's the
boots.
first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah. The pink coral seats around the bar. The blue sapphire seats at the tables. Even the bottom of the bar, the mirrors represent diamonds. I use crystal glassware specifically. Everything here is crystal. I don't use regular glassware. I just the walls. If you look at it, it has a sheen to it. It's like mother of pearl.
Oh, I see.
It's actually called a mother of pearl paint. It's a specific kind of paint that I used for the Venetian plaster design, and it's mother of pearl. So everything I did here had a meaning to it. Like I was very specific and detailed in every piece that I did, and so. I figured, it's a girly bar. I got to build it more of a girly bar, even though I'm a guy. I built it like a girl because it's Bella. It's Bella.
No, but it's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's the first thing that comes to mind is like, I want to invite my girlfriends.
Yeah, it's a great girl bar. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then now my youngest one is waiting. Her name is Layla. So I don't know.
That's a beautiful name too.
Yeah, we're thinking, I don't know, we might do like Lulu's something. Her nickname is Lulu, so I don't know. Maybe Lulu's Cupcakes or something. I don't know. That's in the future. It's still coming.
Some cupcakes here too.
Coming soon. Yeah.
So you mentioned that before starting your businesses, you were living in Downey for 2 years. So what are some ways that you've connected with the community now that you've been a part of Downey for such a long time?
Well, my wife, actually, believe it or not, it starts with my wife. She, very people person. And she's very involved with the community. She's on the board for the YMCA here. She was with Chamber of Commerce. She's on I think both my kids are part of the Assistance League. She's a troop leader for the Downey Girl Scouts. So both my daughters are Girl Scouts. One of them's actually, she already got her gold award. So she graduated Girl Scouts. My son's an Eagle Scout, the Downey Troop 1 actually, which is the first troop in Southern California, I guess, or something.
Wow,
yeah, I didn't even know that Downey had that troop.
Right.
It started here. And my kids were involved in sports in OLPH. We worked the carnival, so we got to meet a lot of the parents. We became part of the community very quickly. It's a very, it's a small big city or big small city. I don't know how to word it, but because it's not the biggest city, but it's a lot of people. but it acts as a small city. So like everybody knows everybody here, good and bad. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's business here too. So, you know,
it's a small town vibe.
It is, yeah. Like everybody knows everybody here. And then, you know, me being a business owner, before I bought any other places, just Joseph's alone was just such a large part of the city at the time. Even though we didn't have the history, but we became a big part of the city right away. We were like, you know, we're big supporters of the police department, the fire department, any charities that were involved. We were always willing and wanting to be involved. I'm a big believer, you know, you got to help to receive, you know what I mean? And even if you don't receive, so what, but at least you helped, you know, because you feel good. It feels good to help.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, people need help and you can help, why not? You know, if you can't, you can, I get it. But if you can help, why not? Like, honestly, like during COVID, we were talking about COVID. During COVID, we were open during COVID as a restaurant, you know, to go orders. By that time, we weren't really known for our food anymore. We were more of like a sports bar and a club. The restaurant part kind of like disappeared. And so we didn't really get a lot of orders, but to give my employees hours and money in their pocket to, you know, pay their bills or whatever, I opened. I opened as many hours as I could or that were allowed to open. And we did to-go sales, but we really didn't sell anything. But we were still, you know, I still had employees there, you know, working to help them out. And, you know, and in return, basically, I get loyalty from my employees and they love me for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's never a bad thing to help. And my partners, believe it or not, were always on board and helping and being participants with the city. Like, you know, with Downey, we were big participants with their golf tournament, supporters. You know, we tried to participate as much as possible. And I think that kind of got us a lot closer with the community. They got to know us, we got to know them. I mean, we could have been easily just, you know, owners, standoffish and, you know, let the money roll in and we're just happy to see it. No, we're always present. You know, a lot of people know my partners by name. Customers, non-customers. A lot of just the familiarity of it.
Yeah, and I think that's a very beautiful thing because I think that, I mean, as we can see, you transform the nightlife here on the street, and not only do you have your businesses, but I know we have night markets now, and I think that it's just, you really tied everyone together too, and I think that it's great that you're able to give back to your community and participate, and I think that's what makes people want to shop. Even myself as a consumer, I automatically want to go and support businesses that are always looking for ways to give back to their community or their employees, just anyone in general. So I think that's a very beautiful thing. Now I would like to jump into some fun questions.
Okay.
So for those who maybe are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, what are some tips or what is some advice that you may have for them?
In all honesty, like I've gotten this question asked a lot actually. I have my oldest daughter's friends are all in their like mid-20s right now. So they come and sit with me and they want like pick my brain, like, hey, I want to learn, like, what do I do? And the number one thing, which unfortunately this new generation kind of lacks a little bit, I always tell them that it's all about hard work. It starts with hard work. Number one, the number one thing is you cannot be afraid of working hard. I mean, there's also obviously other things involved. One of them being luck. You have to be lucky and you have to be good. If you're both, look out. You know what I mean? Like you got the triple threat kind of thing. You know, you work hard, you're lucky, and you're good. Then you got the triple threat. But number one thing is you cannot be afraid of working. Like it's funny because like I think we were talking about this earlier. We were laughing about it about like the stuff on the, you know, social media where, you know, oh, what an owner of a restaurant, what everybody thinks an owner of a restaurant looks like coming into work with his glasses, his coat. Somebody takes his coat off of him, gives him a Starbucks, walking in with glasses on like a star, and then it shows you what a real restaurant or bar owner looks like coming into work, carrying bags and stuff. And in all honesty, it's true. It's funny because it's true. And it is hard work. It's hard work every day. It's something new every day. Refrigerator broke down. The light needs replacing. AC is not working. It's something's always happening. And you have to be available and amiable to it. You have to be willing to adjust and adapt and, and work. Really, it's work. And you start early. And I always tell them, when younger people come to me, I tell them, look, start early. Because look, if you fail, you have time to make it back. But you have to take a chance. You can't win the lottery if you don't play.
That's true.
You can't win the lotto if you don't buy a ticket. And so you have to take a chance sooner or later in life. Better do it sooner than later. Because the later it becomes in life, the harder it is for you to recover if you do lose. And the likelihood is you are going to lose, because that's what happens. You lose, eventually you'll win.
And I think your story is very inspiring, because that's what you mentioned, that right off the bat, there's a lot of challenges that came about. So I think there's a lot of good stuff in what you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to take your advice.
Thanks.
And as far as maybe somebody who wants to balance, family and balance the work life, what are some tips for that, or advice for that?
Again, it's not easy. I mean, I try to balance as much as I could. It's still not easy, but I try to make sure I have my family time. So like Sundays are my family time. Like my kids and my wife, we go out to dinner. That's like our family day. I try to eat dinner with them as many nights as I could during the week. There's some nights where, there's no time, or they're busy too. They're getting older, they're teenagers now. They're going out with their friends. It happens. But, still, I know they appreciate it, because they look forward to it. Even though, 19, 20-year-olds don't want to spend time with their parents, but I think they see the effort coming from my side, so they make the effort. And that's been always a staple, where I'm always trying to make that effort. It is hard though with multiple businesses. When you own multiple businesses, you're being pulled apart in every direction. And in all honesty, my wife helps out a lot. Without her, it'd be like almost impossible to do all of this, because she holds down the fort. Kids need to go somewhere, she drives them. She takes them places. I try to be there, but I'm not a guarantee, because I have priorities that are required to maintain the family in order to, it's our income. So it's hard to juggle. It is, but if you set a certain schedule, or at least make sure there's time that is unequivocally, that's family time. Like there's no matter what happens, if you have to shut down, that's family time. And that's, I make sure that stays. That way it's never a question like, I didn't get to spend time with my family because, I had to open. No, that day belongs to them. It doesn't belong to work.
To anything else. That's very beautiful. Yeah. Well, Simon, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you, Natalie.
It was great to learn about your entrepreneurial journey and how to balance that life and work-life balance.
I appreciate it.
That wraps up today's episode of Talking Downey Business Edition. If you are a business in Downey and would like to be featured in our future episode, go ahead and reach out to us. We would love to hear from you and share your story with our community.